Hi, welcome to the Humerusknits podcast. This is episode 11. My name is April. You can find me on Ravelry as humerusknits and on Instagram as april.k.smith. This is a little show about some of the stuff that I do for knitting and crafting and whatnot. Today is actually New Year's Eve, so New Year's Eve 2017, 12/31/2017, and I wanted to do a little recap about some of the things we did this year, even though there was not a whole lot, and a lot of the things that I got for Christmas that are crafty and mostly yarn. So I got lots of yarn. So this year I managed to completely destroy my initial plan for the entire year. So I had planned to do like 12 sweaters, which is kind of crazy, and I ended up not doing remotely that number of sweaters. Instead, I still ended up doing a lot of like small projects and a few random things, and I did manage to get like a few sweaters done, but that was not the focus of the year. And I think probably because that's my goals for last year were completely unrealistic. And especially considering I'm in my dissertation writing / doing the research phase of getting my PhD. So knitting and things like that are probably going to be taking a back seat for at least another year. And I think when you're a person that has so many professional goals, and having a lot of these personal goals on top of doing like the normal stuff can be pretty daunting. So I think this upcoming year I will take a completely different approach to my knitting strategy. So this year I managed to finish 3 scarves, 2 cowls, 9 hats, of course I love hats, a dress, which took many years to do, 1 tank, a blanket, 2 shawls, 2 pairs of socks, and 3 food savers. So not a whole lot of projects getting done, but that's also not very surprising. So I think for the upcoming year I'm going to focus on trying to knit through my stash. So stash down, I'm going to sign up for the stash down probably right after I finish filming this. It's a group on Ravelry called Stash Down where you challenge yourself to track how many yards are coming into your stash and how many are coming out. So I think that's going to be the main thing I'm going to do this year. The other thing that's happening in the beginning of the year is that we're going to start doing a budget. So we're going to pull out cash from our account and put it in envelopes. And that means I'm going to be restricted on how much stuff I'm going to be able to buy for knitting and things like that, which is fine because I have tons of stuff. So I don't really need to buy a whole lot more of anything. So what I think I'd like to do is try, since we're doing the budget anyway, is to try to save that money and buy something like more of a long-term sort of crafting thing. Like, I know I've wanted to get like a dress form before, and I've never gotten that because they're pretty pricey. The other option is like a serger or maybe an Addy knitting machine, which is like about $200. So I think that might be what I'm going to focus on trying to use that money for, instead of buying small things like yarn and stuff that I already have tons of. I'm going to focus more on trying to get rid of some of my stash via knitting, and then saving that money to get a bigger item. So I think my budget gives me about $20 to $30 a month that I can spend on crafting, and that means like everything, any kind of sewing supplies I need, I have to use within that budget. So we'll see if I can manage to save. I think that won't be too hard to do, but then again, it's gonna be an adventure. So some of the things that I've been actually finished, well, I haven't actually finished anything yet. I'm going to finish this Brambles hat in Malaburger Rios into Cheetah. And this is, I'm not going to show you the actual item because it's a gift for somebody that I haven't given it to yet. So maybe next podcast you'll get to see it, or I'll put a picture up of it when I'm done with it. But it's going to be in this colorway. It's going to be in this green blue sort of colorway, and I think it's going to look really, really awesome. And I'm knitting the Brambles Beret, which you can get for free on Ravelry, and there'll be a link in all my show notes. But it's a really nice pattern, and it makes a really beautiful hat. Coincidentally, the Brambles Beret that I had was knit in this beautiful, like, mustard color. I loved it. I'm saying I loved it because it's gone missing. And it disappeared right before we left to go to Powder Springs for a few days for Christmas, and I have not seen it since, and I've looked everywhere, and I have asked everyone in Athens that I might have visited, every store, have you seen this hat? And nobody has seen it. So there's like one other place that I'm going to check, but my best guess at this point is that it has disappeared into the abyss, and either somebody else has a really nice hand knit mustard color hat, or it's just been thrown away or something. I don't know where it went, and that drives me crazy. I can't find it. So either it'll reappear at some point or it won't, but probably it's gone forever. So that's the only finished object I'm going to have, I think. The other things I've been working on are David's sweater. I have it almost done. I have to make one more sleeve. I already knit the hat. So the other thing that I have left to do is finish David's sweater, and it's almost done, like really, really close. This is probably going to be one of the first things done in 2018. I have finished a sleeve, as you can see here, and I have the body already done, and then I finished the hoodie part of the hood, and I finished the trim that goes around it, the zipper edge. So I did that because every time I tried it on him, like the zipper band always looked really weird because it was curling under itself. It's just plain stuck in it. So I figured I'd do the hoodie and do the zipper band, and that way I can at least see how it looks on him, you know, in a more realistic sense. So the last step is knit the sleeve and put the zipper on it and weave in all the ends. So I'm so close to having this done. I'm so happy. I'll be so happy when it's done, because this is such a boring project. Like the original project had stripes, which would be very interesting, but 100% plain stockinette cardigan, it's kind of killing my soul a little bit. So I will be glad to have this done. I have not worked on my many of the other projects I have going on, mostly because I'm trying to finish this, and the next big project that I'll finish up is the pumpkin pie sweater, which I don't think I've worked on at all in a couple months, but I'll be happy to have that because it's getting kind of chilly in Georgia. It's actually really cold today, like in the 20s, which is rare in Georgia. So I'm probably going to want to be wearing that sweater soon. So once this is finished, it's all about that sweater. And then I have a bunch of other things that are going on right now too. I have, last night while I was editing videos, I wove in the ends of the Harry Potter scarf, and now I just need to finish the ends and add the fringe. And then I have a whole other scarf I'm going to make, and I think what I will do is when I make the scarf on the knitting machine that I have, I will videotape it to show people how to do it, because it's not hard, it's real easy. Especially if you want to try out a knitting machine. The knitting machine that I have is right back there. It's actually pretty good. You just have to know some of the tricks about how to make sure it's working properly. And I think I will do that hopefully within sometime in January. I have a few other things happening. I'm working on a cable mitts pattern that I still have not written down yet, or started a second mitt. So I'm probably going to be doing that soon too after finishing David's sweater, because it's cold outside and I really need these accessories, especially if I'm losing hats and stuff. Especially mitts, because I only have 2 pairs of fingerless mitts. They're both the same color. So I need a few more knitted things in my life. So I will probably work on that. I have some dishcloths that I'm working on for our new pots and pan set. I'll probably wait a while to work on those. Dishcloths are not my thing. I mean, this is a pretty cool pattern, but they're still not my thing. I have a few hats to finish. And the baby blanket, I've been kind of working on that too, the chevron baby blanket that I showed you last time. On and off, but not super consistently have I been working on that. And then I have not touched the socks or the Delphine shirt. Not even a little bit, so I will not be showing you those because they have not really been touched at all. So that's really what's going on right now. Next year, I'm trying to, I've created like a schedule, like an ideal week sort of thing, and I'm going to try to stick to that, and that should give me time to focus on knitting, because I think right now my problem is that when you're in academia, you're like, I should be writing, and then you sit around thinking, oh, you know, I shouldn't start knitting because that'll distract me from writing. And then you end up looking at your phone or watching TV, and you still don't write, but you also don't do any of the things you enjoy. So I need to kind of break that habit and schedule myself a lot more with writing, and learn to accept that I can't be writing all the time. I just can't do it. So I'm making a few different plans to try to make sure I get the writing done, but I don't spend all of my time thinking about writing. And that's what I'm going to be doing. And so I wanted to next talk about the stash editions that I got. So all of the I got some gift cards, and I got some, well, all of the stuff came from gift cards. So my husband got me a gift card for Michael's, and then I got a gift card from my family and ended up buying a few different things. So the Michael's gift card was about $25, I want to say, from my hubby, and I ended up going and I bought these Peyton's Crow socks in this cameo colors colorway. It's really pretty, and I got these because I had always wanted to try this yarn out, and now I have the opportunity to do that. It just seems a lot springier, and I've heard that it's really, really good knitting with. So I'm hoping to try these out at some point soon. And then the other things that I picked up were these cupcakes. So they're the Karen cupcakes. I got a few different colorways of them. This is the, I think, strawberry swirl colorway. Let me see. Yes, strawberry pie colorway, which is like a pink and gray, white sort of combination colorway. And I didn't like all the colorways on these because a lot of them can be really, really busy, but I like the ones that are broken up by like neutrals, like grays and whites. So I got this mint one too. It's called a mint smoothie, and it's a green blue colorway stripe thing. I'm pretty excited to use these to make hats. I love hats, so more hats. And then the last one I got was this is a sour grapes, and does not have, kind of breaks my rule of having the, it doesn't have any of the neutral colors like I was saying, but I still kind of like this combination of colors. So this is more outside of what I normally would like to choose. So I'm pretty excited to work with these and make some funky hats, hopefully. I think I'm going to make some, obviously, adult size hats because everybody in my family is an adult for the most part. So even though these come with, if you want to see On the ball band, you can get either like a crochet pattern or a knit pattern, and I think they only go up to size 8. Or no, for a 10-year-old hat. So I don't think they have an adult pattern necessarily to go with, but I make normal beanie size hats all the time, so I'll probably end up making beanies out of these and see how they look. Hopefully it will turn out well. The other thing I got was just a regular gift card. And so, of course, where am I going to go if I want to buy some yarn with a regular gift card? I'm going to go to Knit Picks. So I ordered some Knit Picks yarns, which I'm very excited about. So the first type of yarns that I got a lot of sock yarns so that I can make more socks, even though I don't make a lot of any socks. I got a bunch of this Knit Picks Chroma, and I got this colorway, which is Drawing Room. Let me should focus. It's like a blue, gray, purple sort of colorway. It's really pretty. And then I got some more crazier colors. I also got this colorway, which is Get Your Neon. It's really pretty oranges, yellows, pinks. And then finally I got this colorway, which is Lupine, and it's all blues and purples and pinks. And I'm super excited about knitting with these because they are really bright and really pretty. And each of the Knit Picks fingerings is 396 yards. They're 70% superwash wool and 30% nylon. So I think they'll be pretty good for socks. And with 396 yards, a ball probably only need to get one per pair, because I think about 400 yards is what you need for a sock. But yeah, I'm hoping to make most of these into socks, but they may end up being something like, I don't know, a hat or something, if I find a really cool pattern for them, something like that. And then I got, of course, more sock yarn. I got 2 skeins of this Knit Picks Felici, which is really exciting for me because it looks really cool to work with. And I got 2 skeins of, oh my god, it doesn't say the colorway on here. This colorway, which is greens and blues and grays, kind of gray browns, and I think it's something to do with ponds or something like that. I can't remember exactly the name of this colorway. Yeah, this is the other colorway I got. It's called Goth Kitty, and it's all purples and grays and pinks, and it's really, really pretty. And I got 2 skeins of that. And then to replace my very sad missing hat that I am very sad about, I bought some Knit Picks Swish Worsted in Honey, which is more or less exactly the same color as the hat that I lost. So I'm pretty hopeful that this will make a decent replacement hat. Though the original hat was knit with Debbie Bliss. Wait. The original hat was the original hat was knit with I think Debbie Bliss Cashmerino yarn, and so it was really nice and soft. And this is actually pretty soft too, so I think it'll make a pretty comfortable hat. And then the last thing I got was 3 balls of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Tweed in Dill, which is a nice green color. And I got 3 of these to make some gloves and to do this hat pattern that's in this book that I have called Weekend Hats. The pattern that I want to make is the Leah Clonch. Don't make fun of me if I don't know how to pronounce that word. Clonch? I don't know. It's this hat right here. So I'm going to use that tweed to make this tweed hat. I've never made a hat like this before, so I'm pretty excited to try this pattern out. I've made beanies and things like that, this things like that, but nothing like this where it doesn't have that tight fitted ribbed edge. So that's something to look forward to. And so that's pretty much everything that's happening right now. Hopefully in the future it will be less about yarn and more about finished objects. So that's the goal for next year, is more finished objects and less yarn. If you guys are interested in doing a stash down with me, you can go onto the Stash Down website and check it out. I would highly recommend it, especially if you have a large stash and want to try to cut back on the amount of things you're bringing into your house, and actually start working with what you have. So thank you guys so much for listening, and I will talk to you later. Have a great New Year's. Happy New Year's, everybody. And please feel free to subscribe and leave comments, whatever you want. Thank you again, and have an awesome, awesome New Year's. And I will see you in 2018. Bye!